I want to propose an idea that I call oppositional strategy to voting, where, based on the UK, every 10 years, you basically vote for the opposite party. So if there's a left-wing party in power, 10 years later, everybody votes the opposition to have a right-wing party in power. And then, 10 years after that, you'd have then everybody voting for the left-wing party. Um, and it's based on the idea that in order to have a successfully governed country, you need a balance between progressivism and conservatism. So, so in order to get a balance when it comes to governing, you'd have 10 years of a party that spends more, and then you have the next 10 years of a party basically saving money. So the conservative, or the fiscal conservative, or what I call fiscal progressive party, would save money for 10 years so that the next party in power, the next left-leaning party in power, the right-wing party would be saving money so that the progressive party can spend more. So then you basically have every 10 years, you have it switch between spending more to spending less. And the theory is that this creates like a balance system according to perfect balance theory, which is, in order to prevent problems from being created, you need a perfect balance between 2 points. Like in this instance, it would be a balance between progressivism and conservatism, or progressive spending and fiscal progressive spending. So oppositional strategy voting would be, like I said, every 10 years, everybody basically, everybody who wants to like support this strategy, every 10 years, everybody would start voting for the opposite party. So that way, then, it basically forces the country to have it so you have 10 years of having a left-wing party in power, and then you have 10 years having a conservative party in power, and then that then would create like a perfect balance, and then that will prevent problems in society. Because you'd basically have so you'd have the 10 years of saving money, and then you'd have and like in that, then you'd have less taxes for the rich, or less taxes in general, slightly less money being spent on services, lowering things like the corporate tax rate, um, you know, getting rid of wasteful spending, but doing it in a way that's corrupt and that's not corrupt, sorry, and a way that's fair. Um, so then the idea is, then for 10 years, they'd be saving money. So the next 10 years, the next party can spend more on social services, can spend more on the NHS, can spend more on education, can spend more on benefits. So you basically have like 10 years of basically, spend, then save, spend and save, spend and save. Um, And one of the reasons why you need a balance and a shifting of the guard, as I like to say, is because if you have a party in power for 15 to 20 years, theoretically, that will create a stagnation of political ideas and political thoughts, and also a stagnation of policy. Um, so that's why you need like a shifting of the guard, and that's why there's a call for balance in politics, because you don't want people to become stagnant in their ideas, and also stagnation creates room for corruption and negligence. Um, and another thing as well, it'd be when the Conservative Party is in power, they would have like less regulations, and then when the left wing party is in power, you have more regulations and stuff like that. So that's basically my idea of oppositional strategy to voting. I think like the bad point of it is that if not everybody is voting according to oppositional strategy to voting, then that could basically like upset the vote so that it's like a fractured vote then. So the people that are voting for the oppositions, as opposed to people that are die-hard voting for one party or the other, they would be like splintering and fracturing the vote. So that's an idea against. But yeah, so that's my idea of oppositional strategy to voting, where everybody every 10 years votes for the opposite party in order to create a more balanced governorship of a country. And it reminds me of the whole thing where, in order to have a successfully balanced and run country, you need a balance between um, like the federal and the state, or um, the parliament and the counties. Um, yeah, because I believe that in order to get a better governed country, you need a balance between um, parliament and the counties. Yeah, so that's my oppositional strategy to voting. Uh, Ideas for, one idea against, and then what the theory that reminds me of. Um, so yeah, thank you. Please like and subscribe if you can. Please, it would be much appreciated. Or don't. It's up to you. Um, yeah, thanks for watching the video.